General Crothax of the Zephyron hierarchy stood atop the command plateau, surveying his assembled forces with satisfaction. 1,000,000 soldiers stretched across the valley below, the largest army ever assembled in this sector of the galaxy. Victory was assured. Across the battlefield, a single human transport had landed. Crothax watched through his scope as a lone figure emerged. A human captain, wearing worn combat armor and carrying what appeared to be a standard rifle. No army followed him. No reinforcements descended from orbit. Just one human. The general activated his communicator, his mandibles clicking with amusement. "Human, I am General Crothax. You stand before 1,000,000 Zephyron warriors, the finest soldiers in 7 star systems. Surrender now, and your death will be swift." The human's response came through crystal clear, his voice carrying an edge that made Crothax's scales ripple with unexpected unease. "Good. I have 1,000,000 targets." Crothax laughed, the sound echoing across the valley. "You mock me? You are one soldier against." The human moved. What happened next would be analyzed by military academies for generations. The human captain didn't charge forward. He didn't take cover. Instead, he activated something on his wrist, and the sky above the battlefield shimmered. Targeting lasers, thousands of them, painted Crothax's army from orbital positions. "You're looking at soldiers," the human said calmly, walking forward with measured steps. "I'm looking at coordinates." The first salvo of orbital strikes hit with surgical precision. Tungsten rods dropped from satellites, each one guided by quantum targeting systems. Command posts evaporated. Artillery positions vanished. Communication hubs ceased to exist. But that was just the opening move. The human raised his rifle and fired once. The round didn't hit a soldier, it hit an ammunition depot 3 kilometers away. The explosion created a chain reaction that obliterated an entire division. "You see, General," the human continued, still walking forward as chaos erupted around him, "you trained your soldiers to fight in formation, to follow orders, to move as a unit." He fired again, this time hitting a fuel reserve. Another 1,000 soldiers disappeared in the inferno. "You made them predictable. Organized. Efficient." Crothax watched in horror as his 1,000,000-strong army began to collapse not from enemy soldiers, but from infrastructure failure. Every shot the human fired hit a critical weakness: power generators, water supplies, medical stations. Each strike created cascading failures that killed hundreds. "I'm not fighting your soldiers, General. I'm fighting your logistics." Automated drones descended from the human's transport, each one carrying precision munitions. They didn't target soldiers, they targeted the supply lines, the command structure, the very foundation that kept an army of 1,000,000 functioning. Within an hour, Crothax's army was in full retreat. Not from being defeated in combat, but from being systematically dismantled. No food. No water. No ammunition. No leadership. 1,000,000 soldiers rendered helpless not by another army, but by one human who understood a fundamental truth. The human captain stood in the middle of the empty battlefield, his rifle still smoking, as Crothax's flagship fled into orbit. "Command, this is Captain Morrison," he said into his comm, "target neutralized. No human casualties. Await further orders." Back on his flagship, Crothax transmitted an emergency message to the Zephyron High Command: "The humans don't fight armies. They fight systems. They don't see soldiers. They see vulnerabilities." His hands trembled as he typed the final line. "Never engage humans with mass forces. It only gives them more targets." The message was received too late. Across 12 worlds, human captains were already teaching the same lesson to generals who thought numbers meant victory. They learned otherwise.